Boom.
Boom. Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your man J Kev here with Leif Taylor having our frequent conversation. I know for some, you may have noticed we've been out of commission for a week or two, maybe. That's because of me. Um,
Yep.
just needed,
Yes.
just, yeah, I hit my word wall, and, I guess it's just one of those things where, I see like, on like Facebook and other places posted that don't quit, but just take breaks if you need to. So I think it was one of those deals to where I just need to take a break or two. Something that I've learned to do over the years versus just stopping and quitting. It's better to take those much needed breaks whenever you need it in life. Don't be afraid to, and then get back on the grind whenever you can do that. But Leif, what's up? What's been up with you?
Same as usual, man. Just
Same as usual, grinding.
surviving quarantine and working.
Well, surviving quarantine plus snow plus ice plus anything else that can be lopped on to the craziness that seems to be extenuating, being an extension of 2020. So just thinking about that, I was just going through some things. I seen a post where you had talked about um, the importance of, community. Well, you said, what did you say? Let me see. You said the road to success is not a solo journey. And that just made me think about, the importance of just having people around you and just acknowledging that if you're alive in this world, that somebody somewhere is helping you along your way in your
Oh
journey.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you made some, somebody had commented about it, and you made the comment that really just, brought to clarity of that statement. And that we live in a world where there are so many things as far as infrastructure and as far as like communities and as far as things that we are not even aware of
Yep.
that exist that we benefit from. And I think, just right now I'm thinking about Texas and just thinking about the infrastructure and how fragile things can be, and just how interrelated all of us are when it comes to relationships, and how we depend on others, whether
Yep.
we want to or not, whether we like each other or not, whether we acknowledge it or not.
Exactly.
Joe or John or Jill may not like me, I may not like them, but I benefit from something that I'm more than likely I'm benefiting from something that they are doing in their life, and they're benefiting, and maybe directly or indirectly, from something I'm doing in my life. Whether we ever acknowledge it, or whether we ever see it, or we ever
Yep.
even understand how everything is interconnected, just at the very least, just understand that we are connected, and that whether we realize it or not, when it comes to whatever we deem, whatever you deem what is success in your life, that in order for you to live that or achieve it, or on your journey in pursuit of it, or just living it out, that there are other actors and actresses and that comes in and out of our lives that may help us and may buffer against us, and may hurt us. But in the end, we are surrounded by people, and it's important to have a community. Especially, man, Texas just making me realize how important that is. And anytime these events happen, it just brings to light how fragile, our infrastructure and how things may be in our lives, and how important it is to make sure that we are continually cultivating, as we always talk about, community, and we continually cultivating being connected and contributing and cooking and coping. The 4 C's. I probably need to come up with a new framework, but that's just something that's real easy for me to grab when I need it. You constantly cultivate that, and you are setting not only yourself up for success, but you're setting those who come in and out of your life up for success too. So, what say you, Leif?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty much what the economy is, right? It's people. And
Yes.
we say that, and the reason that I actually made that statement was I had noticed the trend. I've been studying entertainment in the entertainment industry, and I've been listening to a lot of directors talk, a lot of people that have done things. And the one thing that I found that is a common thread is that, you know, when I first started, I used to work with these people. And then when they move somewhere, then I move with them, and then, you know, so on and so forth. And then, you know, it just makes you realize the importance of just one, working with people that you can actually work with, and achieving a common goal. All of us go to work typically, usually with somebody else. It's not just us. Especially if we're going to work, then that means somebody is hiring us to do that work. So that's participation with somebody else. Regardless of what your involvement is, somebody else is helping you with that success. If you become successful, if you go to school, then you have people that either teach you, that give you the opportunity to learn, so on and so forth, that lead to your success. And like you said, whether we acknowledge it or not, whether we're aware of it or not, people, you know, are the best resource on this planet. And, you know, we you know, I always think of the phrase, no man is an island unto himself. And so when I think about that, you know, again, I always give pushback on the self-made person, right? You know, and it's one of those things like, oh, you know, because I hear it a lot, especially in art. You know, are you a self-taught artist, or, you know, did you go to school? And I'm like, well, you can't be self-taught if you're still learning from other people. You may be self, you know, driven, perhaps, maybe, but still it's somebody else's instruction that you're picking up on, right? Somebody else's pencil that you're using, or it's a whole lot of different things that are involved. And we, you know, I think it's part of American marketing, so to speak, that, you know, that we do everything by ourselves, and that is not truth. Uh,
Well, it's part of, you know, it is, that is embedded in the American ethos and in the American spirit, that we do embody a certain um, attitude when it comes to the individual. And, you know, being Americans, we are very adamant about that. So that's part of the American. If you've grown up in this culture, then that's part of the DNA of
yep.
this culture, to say I'm a rugged individual. I'm doing this, out here, and there's nothing wrong with that. But on the other side too, like we're talking about, we have to acknowledge the other side, the other part, which is community, and that how we benefit
But that
from.
that feeds back into the arrogance, right? That everybody says that we have, in a sense, globally, is that when you fail to acknowledge other people, then that leaves a bad taste in their mouth, because you become arrogant. And I don't know, I because again, I always think about it. You know, even the most adamant survivalists buy stuff. You know, and it's like, come on, dude. You know, just recognize, and it's all it really is just acknowledging those that are around you, acknowledging, you know, the help of other people. It's like when, you know, you see a musician or somebody acknowledge their fans. Dave Chappelle, for example, last
Yeah,
week, you know, he got his rights back, and he said, you know, he gave all the credit to the people that are fans of his, because had it not been for them, one, his show wouldn't have been popular. Two, he wouldn't have made money. And three, he wouldn't have got his rights back, right? And
yep.
so he acknowledged those people that helped put him in that position. And too often people don't acknowledge those that help, you know, whether it be your trainer, whoever, right? You know, everybody, and again, it's just part of what society is individuals working, you know, interchangeably, in a sense, whether it be a family, whether it be friend. And it doesn't always have to be directed toward you per se, right? You may be quote unquote alone, but technically you're really not alone. You know, it's like your electricity goes out. Well, somebody's actually helping keep
Somebody's
that
pushing the button
electricity on.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And not even that, but not only that, but, you know, it's like, okay, like you said, for example, when you were talking, I thought about a video my wife showed me earlier. I think my aunt in Texas posted it. It was a fire in an apartment complex, and a guy, you know, they call him the snowman, because you know how black people are. We label everything literally, because he shovels snow, right? So he was called snowman. And so so he noticed that one of the complexes was on fire. So he went to that complex and, you know, knocked on the door. Many of you may have seen it. And he knocked on the door and he was like, "What's going on?" And they had like a blazing fire upstairs. He's like, "You all need to get out." They were like young girls. He's like, "You all need to get out." Then he went to every door in that complex and evacuated people, right? They didn't know him. He literally stopped in the middle of the road, got out of his Jeep, and just ran into the complex to get people out, right? And so when you think about things like that, he didn't know those people personally, right? And it's just people like that, throughout the economy, throughout the populace, that actually help in ways that we don't expect. You may feel alone, you may feel lonely or whatever, but there's guaranteed
Man,
somebody out there that will help you, guaranteed. It's very rare that you run into situations where nobody, like absolutely zero persons on the planet, will give you aid or help to some degree. And so
yes,
that is really what was behind, the post and even the thought is that, hey, every path to success has people involved with it,
man, you
regardless if
really.
they're there the whole time or not. It still involves other people.
Yeah, it's very encouraging and inspiring what you're saying, especially during these times. I know a lot of people may feel like they're alone. Like I was looking over some news, and it was just to get at some articles that was coming out of Texas talking about the deaths that has been a result of what has happened, and they're saying that many have died, but they're saying dozens have died, but they say that the total is probably even larger. And
Yeah.
anytime these events happen, I've noticed that's it's one of the things that kind of doesn't really make national news in a big way. But throughout these events, we have to remember that there are a lot of people that just because of the code or whatever, in the impact of that are losing lives. And just to hear you say that, get out of the mindset that you're alone and get in the mindset that
Yeah.
there's somebody somewhere. If you ask, or if you ask for it, more than likely there's somebody that will. It's for growing up, I was always had the perspective that there wasn't a lot of people that would help you. But as I got older and I lived a little, I was
Yeah.
like, man, there's plenty of people. There's nothing to be scared of in this world, in this life. There's always somebody out there that'll help you. And I've experienced that so many times. And I think I've told this story before. Like when I used to work for this company, I had a route. Man, I would be all up in the rural parts of Kentucky, some
Yeah.
places, and I get stuck. And there, without a shadow of a doubt, I can guarantee you there'll be somebody pull up in a truck with a chain, like, you need some help? Like, yeah, I need some help, brother. Like, all right, chain it up, pull me out, and they go on their way.
Yep.
It's just, so we don't have to walk in fear and walk in with a sense of loneliness. If you don't have to let it be that way, and just
Yeah.
realize that there are people out there who don't know you from Adam that will help you if you ask for it.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
that's
it's
the
just
thing.
having
You
humility.
gotta
And
ask. Sometimes you have to ask, right?
well, that's
And
another lesson. Some people
yeah.
look at it, take that pride down and say, you know what, I need some help, man. I need some
Yeah.
help, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Texas, like you said, is a prime example of that. And any natural disasters that have hit, I mean, we suffer it here every now and then with the electricity going out. Just ask people, check on people, that kind of stuff. And it's like, hey, how's everything going? Everything good? And then somebody may ask for like, hey, I don't have this. Can you help me or something? And chances are, if even if you aren't the person to help, there's always you can help find somebody else that can, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's just that kind of thing, man. It's really just really just getting rid of the pessimism that is that
Yes.
becomes inherent based on the news and the articles
Yes.
and
Yeah.
things that we read, and just realize that, man, there are a lot of people out there that are rooting for you. And that's not to say that there aren't naysayers or whatever, but the whole point is there are people there that help you. No matter what modicum of success you have, people have helped you along the way. And that's really just the bare bones of it. And just acknowledging those people, the whole thing of giving flowers, right? And so just make sure that you give people their flowers while you can or when you can, and just acknowledge their contribution. And all help is not even see on purpose sometimes. Well, I can't even say that. It's not even about intention sometimes. And
Yeah.
sometimes I think we get too caught up on intentions, right? If somebody helps me, I don't care what they think about me. I'm going
Man,
to help, right?
you making me think of what somebody said about when a president was in office that they didn't agree with their politics, and because of that, that affected their pocketbook as far as money
Right.
that was available. It's like, You may not like me, I may not like you, but if you're gonna give me that check,
Yeah, it's like so just little things like that, right? And because and again, it just takes critical thinking. It's like, okay, what sense does it make not to accept certain things if there are no, people always worry about strings attached, but it's
yeah.
like if there are no strings attached, what's the issue? And so, like I said, personally, I don't give a crap about somebody's intention. Hey, yeah, it's like I've had random strangers give me stuff before. Like I remember, I've never like for several years I didn't have to pay to go to Kings Island. I always had a random stranger just give me tickets, and I'm like, I'll take them. That's like, don't know me from Adam. They just walk up to me, hey man, you want some tickets? I'm like, sure, I take them. Then I walk through. It's that simple. And so I don't really worry about somebody's intentions or whatever. I'm not saying be stupid, but again, there are people that genuinely just want to give somebody aid and help.
Yep.
That's simple.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There are people that are looking for it and just waiting. You're making me think of this boss I used to deliver to. He got a big old ranch. He got cows and land and stuff. He's sitting at his desk with his cigar. And it's like, man, my employees none of them ask me how I got here.
Yeah.
They just come to work. They don't ask. I'm just waiting on. It's like, there's always that one. There's people out there who don't have children or whatever to leave a legacy to or whatever, and they're just looking for somebody just to pass on what they've spent their life building, to pass it on.
Here's what's funny. Years ago, me and Lamar, we were doing a video series called I Am Lex, and we interviewed Jim Host because you said that it made me think of something. We went to his company, right? We were in the midst of his employees, and we asked him how to get here. He said, "You know what? Nobody here has ever asked me that."
Yeah, I know you. Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said it openly and loud, and everybody was just looking. It's like, I'm like, that's odd, right? And again, but it may not be so odd because when you think about the conditioning and things like that, it's just very simple. Just ask. Just ask for help. Just ask for assistance. Ask for information. And that's one of the things that when we talk about LinkedIn, right? As I was in a clubhouse room talking about LinkedIn yesterday, and it's the same thing. Just reach out to somebody and just ask them questions. Ask them questions about them. If they're doing something that you admire or whatever, like, hey, how'd you get started? Something as simple as a question as simple as that is an icebreaker, and you'll be surprised at the information that they give you.
Yep.
So,
man. Well,
anyway, I know you gotta go.
Yeah. But yeah, I gotta go. I'm kind of strapped for time, but I just wanted to come on, have our conversation that we always have, talking about, all things revolving around health, wealth, relationships, happiness, and purpose, community. Just talking about some things, and just want to come on and just really harp on and pound on the topic of community and how important it is to cultivate that, especially in today's world and in today's time. And just, like you were bringing up in the conversation, just realizing that you are not alone, and that sometimes just a matter of asking for help, and just, yep. So that's all I had, man.
All right. And it out, man.
You was breaking up on me. I didn't see how you was responding. You was breaking up. Two shot guys and Mike, J. Kev, Taylor, just having a conversation. Peace out. Let us know what you think. Hit like, share, leave a comment. We definitely appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Peace.